Well, hey, howdy, hey, my friends. It's Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you yet again to cover all things Disney Parks in this Disney Parks News Update. That's right, it's all the stories that are making headlines right now. Before we get started, though, make sure that you are subscribed to us, please. That way you never miss an update. Hit the notification bell so that you are alerted when a new story breaks or when we have something new to share with you from the theme parks themselves. You can also hit that thumbs up button for us. Not only does it help the video perform a little bit better, it also is a sign to us that you appreciate what you're hearing, and we will do more videos just like it. We start out on the West Coast, where not too long ago, it would have been inconceivable that the Guardians of the Galaxy would beat SpiderMan. But that's exactly what happened at Disneyland, according to FoxNews.com. They write that in 2017, Disneyland updated its Tower of Terror ride, changing it from a Twilight Zone-themed attraction to a ride based on the popular Marvel series, Guardians of the Galaxy. While the ride has proved to be a popular update to the park, it was apparently almost based around another Marvel property entirely. Joe Rohde, a recently retired Imagineer for Disney, spoke about the ride's changeover from Tower of Terror to Mission Breakout, the Orange County Register reports. Rohde said it was decided early on that the ride would receive a Marvel-themed overlay, but it wasn't originally going to be based on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Instead, other characters, including Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, were considered first. Quote, "We ran a couple of ideas," he explained during a D23 Fan Club podcast. "We could do Doctor Strange. That would work really, really well in almost what Tower of Terror is. Spider-Man needs some space. It's a different thing. And then Guardians." Even when it was decided to go with the spacefaring team, Rohde apparently had some reservations, saying, quote, "That's impossible. That's a dumb idea," he remembers of his initial reaction. Quote, "But then you have to work your way through that." Rohde then described he warmed up to the idea when it was decided to change the ride's tone from horror to a more humorous one to line up with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And now we know. It could have been two very different superheroes that would have themed that classic attraction. In other Disneyland news, NBC Los Angeles is reporting that Disneyland Resort in Anaheim will be the first super site for COVID-19 vaccinations in all of Orange County later this week when the theme park becomes part of the fight against the global pandemic, officials announced Monday. The site will have the ability to vaccinate thousands of residents daily, according to the county. Quote, "The Disneyland Resort, the largest employer in the heart of Orange County, has stepped up to host the county's first super POD site, undertaking a monumental task in our vaccination distribution process," said Acting Chairman Andrew Doe of the 1st District in a county statement announcing the site. Quote, "We truly appreciate the support of the Orange County Fire Authority, our cities, and our residents as we continue to roll out COVID-19 vaccinations throughout the county," close quote. The Disneyland site is expected to be operational later this week, matching a similar timeline to Los Angeles switching Dodger Stadium from a COVID-19 testing super site to a vaccination super site. The site will follow the state's guidelines and only provide shots to people eligible for vaccines. Currently, the state is only permitting people who are in Phase 1A to receive vaccines, with the group recently expanded to include anyone who is age 75 and older, according to the county statement. Quote, "It's important to vaccinate as many willing people as possible for COVID-19, and we need the space to do it," said Supervisor Donald P. Wagner of the 3rd District. Quote, "I thank Disneyland Resort and the city of Anaheim for stepping up in the shared effort to give OC residents protection against the virus," close quote. Only people with appointments and who fall under Phase 1A will receive vaccinations at the Anaheim resorts. Quote, "Coronavirus has brought both a public health crisis and economic devastation," said Anaheim Mayor Harry Sadu in the county's statement. Quote, "With the super site, we will begin to overcome both. Every vaccination done in Anaheim will help to save lives and speed the reopening and recovery of our city." Just up the road at the Walt Disney Company headquarters in Burbank, rumors are spreading that Disney may move some operations from California to Florida. From InsideTheMagic.net, they report that last year was not an easy one for the Walt Disney Company as a direct result of the ongoing pandemic. With film and television productions shuttered and both U.S. Disney parks temporarily closing in March, Disneyland Resort on March 14th and Walt Disney World Resort on March 20th, the company began to feel the financial drain very early in the year. In addition, all 4 Disney parks and resorts around the world, Shanghai Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Tokyo Disney Resort, were temporarily closed and have reopened or reclosed amid the COVID-19 outbreak. To put things in perspective, Josh D'Amaro's Parks, Experiences, and Products division, which includes theme park properties and Disney Cruise Line, lost $2.4 billion in the 2020 fourth quarter alone. In spite of these unfortunate acts, however, Walt Disney World Resort's 4 theme parks, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Animal Kingdom, and Disney's Hollywood Studios, have remained operational with a variety of pandemic health and safety protocols in place since July 2020. Disneyland Resort, however, remains temporarily closed for the time being. Neither Disneyland Park nor Disney California Adventure Park has been able to move forward with an official reopening date, although the Downtown Disney District and the partially reopened Buena Vista Street are offering limited experiences for guests. Now, with California Governor Gavin Newsom giving no real indication of when Disneyland Resort might be allowed to reopen amid the Golden State's regional stay-at-home orders, the Orlando Business Journal is reporting that the Walt Disney Company is seriously considering moving certain operations from California to Florida. Quote, sources with knowledge of the deal tell OBJ nothing has been signed, and it isn't clear which Disney divisions or how many people would move to Lake Nona, an Orlando area master plan community. The discussions come as many big-name California firms like Hewlett-Packard Enterprise in the recent months have revealed relocations to southeastern cities, which are seen as more business and tax-friendly. OBJ goes on to share speculation about the fact that this move could be due to Disney's increasingly difficult relationship with the state of California, noting that the discussions may be a sign of Disney's increasingly difficult relationship with the state of California, which has shuttered Disneyland since the COVID-19 pandemic's beginning, while the state of Florida allowed Walt Disney World to reopen after closing briefly last spring. For Orlando, these talks also may represent one of the largest corporate relocations to the region, which has struggled to attract big-name companies compared to its peers in other southeastern cities. It's important to note that Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Chapek, Executive Chairman Bob Iger, or other executives have yet to make an official statement regarding any potential operational relocations. Speaking of Walt Disney World, NBC2 Orlando reports the following, saying, with Disneyland in California being used as a COVID-19 vaccination distribution site, officials in Florida are considering using Walt Disney World in a similar fashion. The space of Disney World is appealing, and the company also has refrigerators that could be used to store the vaccine. Quote, it seems like Walt Disney World has the technology to store vaccines, and that is a really important dynamic, but also geographically. Orange County sits between Polk and Osceola counties, and these are all counties of great need, said Representative Anna Escamani. Disney World confirmed that it has been in talks with state officials and said they are prepared to support vaccination efforts any way they can. The company said it's focused on being a good community partner, but didn't say whether it will become a vaccination site. The biggest difference between a potential vaccine site in Florida and the one at Disneyland in California has to do with current operations. Disneyland is still closed, while Disney World is open and operating at a limited capacity. Quote, there are 4.3 million people over the age of 65 in Florida. We need all hands on deck if we are going to get these seniors populated and move on to the next population, Escamani said. And finally, Disney is ending Magical Express bus service and extra magic hours for hotel guests, according to the Orlando Sentinel. They write that Walt Disney World will discontinue Disney's Magical Express bus service and end its extra magic hours benefit for hotel guests in 2021. The company announced this on Monday. Later this year, resort guests will begin getting 30-minute head starts in all 4 theme parks every day, Disney says. Disney's Magical Express, a free service that carries visitors from Orlando International Airport to Disney Resort hotels, will not be available starting with arrivals on January 1st, 2022. It will operate for existing and newly made reservations for 2021 stays. Meanwhile, Extra Magic Hours, which granted Disney hotel guests additional time inside Disney World's theme parks, is being retired. The benefit, which gave early morning or end-of-day access to select parks on select days, has not been offered since the parks reopened from the pandemic-related shutdown in July. Instead, Disney will let its hotel guests into any of its theme parks 30 minutes before opening time. That will be available every day, not on a moving schedule as in the Extra Magic Hours era. This access will begin this year, but a date has not been announced. Quote, "The new early theme park entry benefit helps us better spread visitation across all 4 theme parks, while providing added flexibility by giving guests extra early park time on each day of their vacation and in the park of their choosing," a Monday post on the official Disney Parks blog said. Consumer preferences have evolved since Disney's Magical Express was introduced in 2005, a Walt Disney World spokesman said. Quote, "Vacationers have more options to choose from than ever for transportation, including rideshare services that save time and offer more flexibility to go where they want, when they want," the blog post said. In November, Walt Disney World and Brightline announced an agreement to build a station at Disney Springs for its high-speed rail service, which is set to connect to South Florida and Orlando International Airport. Track currently is being put into place and service to OIA is slated to start in 2022. On-property buses will continue to operate between hotels and parks, as well as the monorail system and Disney Skyliner gondolas, the post said. Buses that connect OIA with Disney Cruise Line Terminal are part of a separate service that will continue. Mears Transportation, who operates all of the Disney's Magical Express bus services, did end up releasing a statement the same day saying the following: "Walt Disney made us aware of their decision, and while we are disappointed Disney will no longer offer this service, we do intend to continue offering transportation services between the airport and all area theme parks and hotels to meet the demand of our visitors now and in the future." Close quote. Well, tell us, are you disappointed that Disney is ending the long-running Disney's Magical Express bus service from the airport to their resort hotels? Are you concerned that being cast aside are Extra Magic Hours in favor of a 30-minute head start? Let us know in the comment section down below. We would love to know how you're feeling. And to get our perspective on all of these stories and so much more, tune in this Saturday to Kingdom Report Live at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel. It's your home for trusted theme park perspective. And make sure that you are subscribed to us with that notification bell turned on and that you hit the thumbs up button. If you enjoyed what you heard today, it'll remind us that doing more news updates just like this are exactly what you're looking for. Hey, for the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath. We'll see you next time for an all-new Disney Parks news update.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.